Hello, everybody, and welcome to the channel. We got some more Milwaukee Braves baseball. It's September 13th, 1961. The Braves travel to Cincinnati to face the Reds for the last time. If the Braves beat the Reds here today, they'll eliminate the Reds from the pennant race. So, a lot on the line here. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Milwaukee Braves. Leading off playing right field's Lee May. Batting second, playing shortstop, Roy McMillan. Batting third, playing third is Eddie Matthews. Batting fourth, playing center field's Hank Aaron. Batting fifth, playing first base is Joe Adcock. Batting sixth, playing left field is Frank Thomas. Batting seventh and doing the catching is Joe Torre. Batting eighth, playing second base is Felix Montelia. Batting ninth and doing the pitching is Carl Wheelie. Take a look at the hometown Cincinnati Reds in a must-win game here. And leading off for the Reds playing second base is Don Blasingame. Batting second playing shortstop is Eddie Casco. Batting third playing center field is Vada Penson. Batting fourth playing right field is Frank Robinson. Batting fifth playing left field is Jerry Lynch. Batting sixth playing first base is Gordy Coleman. Batting seventh and playing third base is Gene Freeze. Batting eighth and doing the catching is Daryl Johnson. And on the mound doing the pitching for the Reds is Joey J. Let's get down here to Crosby's Field and get this game started, folks. This is Joey J's 31st start of the year. He's got a 3.16 ERA. He's 17-9. He's got 13 complete games on the year. First batter he'll be facing is Lee May, only batting .235. He's been slumping here lately. 15 home runs and 36 RBIs. Here's the pitch to Lee. And that's going to be a base on balls. Joey J. Not the way he wanted to start this off. Lee May trots on down to first. That'll bring up Roy McMillan. Roy's not having a good year either. He's only batting .208 on the year. He's got 8 home runs, 51 RBIs on the year. And here's the pitch to Mac. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. Joey J strikes him out for out number 1. Brings up Eddie Matthews now with May down at first. Matthews hitting .304 on the year. He's got 34 home runs and 113 RBIs. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Lynch in left field. That'll be out number 2. Hey, Tim. And that'll leave it up to Hank Aaron to do something with that leadoff walk. Hank's batting .302, 29 home runs, 103 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down the Blasingame. And he'll fire over to first, and that'll end the inning. So the Braves don't do anything with the walk. Milwaukee nothing. The Reds coming up. Got Blasingame, Casco, and Penson due up. And Carl Wheelie's on the mound. This is his 20th start of the year. He's got a 4.15 ERA. He's 13-6 on the year. Got 3 complete games. And the first batter he'll face is Blasingame, hitting .243 on the year. 3 home runs, 30 RBIs. And that'll be a ground ball down to Felix the Cat at second today. And he throws over to Adcock for out number 1. Here comes Eddie Casco now. He's only hitting .232 on the year. No home runs and 23 RBIs. And that'll be a fly ball out to Lee May in right field. 2 up and 2 down for the Reds. And here comes Vada Penson. And Vada's hitting .333. He's got 13 home runs and 80 RBIs on the year. And that'll be a single in the right field. Vada's aboard here with 2 outs. And that'll bring up Frank Robinson, not who you want to see up here if you're a Braves fan. He's batting .291, 34 home runs on the year, 97 RBIs. And that is going to be a swing and a miss, strike three. Carl gets out of the inning, and that single doesn't cost him. We go to the top of the second with no score. We got Adcock, Thomas, and Torrey due up here. Joe batting .280, 34 home runs, 108 RBIs. And that's going to be a base hit in the left field. Joe Adcock has been hitting well here lately. He gets aboard with a leadoff single in the second. And that'll bring up Frank Thomas. And Frank's hitting .266. He's got 26 home runs, 78 RBIs. And that's going to be a fly ball in the right field. Nice catch by Frank Robinson to rob Frank Thomas of a hit. And now there's one out. Adcock down at second. Here comes Joe Torrey, not having a good year at all. Batting .237, 7 home runs, 36 RBIs. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike three. And that is his 71st strikeout of the year, folks. Like I say, this has not been Joe Torrey's year. That's 2 down now. That brings up the cat, Felix Montelia, batting a .163. He's got 12 RBIs on the year. And that's going to be a ground ball. That's going to be a swing and a miss, rather. He strikes the cat out. And the Braves do nothing with the leadoff single. We go to the bottom of the second. Lynch, Coleman, and Freeze due up. Like I say, the Reds are battling for their playoff life. They lose this game, they're eliminated from the National League pennant, and they will not be going to the World Series. Jerry Lynch is up, batting .315, 15 home runs, 36 RBIs. And that ball is high, that ball is far, that ball is going. Lee May turns around and watches that one leave the park, folks. And it's 1-0 Cincinnati. That'll bring up old Gordy Coleman. Gordy's batting .285. He's got 19 home runs and 91 RBIs on the year. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. And Eddie Matthews boots that one, folks. That's an E5. Carl can't get no help with his defense here in the second. Brings up Gene Freeze, batting .283. He's got 31 home runs on the year, 110 RBIs. And that's going to be a fly ball. Lee May's got room out in right field for this one. That's not leaving the park, and that'll be out number one here. That brings up Daryl Johnson. And Johnson's batting .261 on the year. He's got 3 home runs and 6 RBIs. Coleman down at first with 1 out. And that's going to be a fly ball out the left field. Frank Thomas says he's got it, and he does. So now there's 2 outs with Coleman down at first for Joey J. And Joey helped himself out. He's batting a .141. He does have a home run on the year, folks, and 3 RBI. And that'll be a swing and a miss, strike 3. But the Reds score 1 on the Lynch home run and lead this game 1-0. We go to the top of the third. Carl's up, followed by the top of the order and May and McMillan. And Carl get aboard here. He's got 4 hits on the year. He's 4 for 53. Does have 2 RBIs on the year. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Vada Pinson. He takes a few steps in, makes the catch. 1 down. Back to the top of the order and Lee May. And Mr. May gets something started. He walked his first time up, but the Braves couldn't bring him in to score. Here's the pitch to Lee. And that's going to be another base on balls. So May's doing his job getting on for the guys. Can they drive him in? Here comes McMillan up now. Can Mac do something here? He struck out his first time up. And that's going to be a fly ball in the center field. Veda's got it. That'll be out number 2. So it's up to Eddie Matthews here. Matthews do something against Joey J. He flew out the left his first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down the second. And that's going to have everybody safe. And May will stop down at second. So we got first and second with 2 outs for the hammer. Can he drive Lee May in from second and tie this game up, folks? Hank's 0 for 1. He grounded out to second his first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. And Gene's firing over to first. And that'll end the inning. The Braves leave 2. We go to the bottom of the third. The top of the order's up for the Reds. Blasting game. Eddie Casco and Veda Penson. Don grounded out the second his first time up. And that'll be another ground ball down to the Cat. And the Cat's got this one. Fires over to Adcock for out number 1. Here's Eddie. And Eddie, he flew out to Lee May his first time up. And that's going to be a fly ball this time out the left field. And Frank Thomas has got that. Excuse me, that'll be out number 2. And brings up Veda Penson. He reached on a single his first time up. And that's going to be a well-hit ball. He squares this one up. And he drives that ball into right field. Lee May gets over in a hurry. And he's going to hold Veda to another single here, folks. That brings up Frank Robinson again with 2 outs. And Veda down at first. Frank struck out his first time up. And that's not going to be a strikeout. That's going to be a space hit in the center field. And with Veda's speed, he'll make it down to third easy with 2 outs. So all of a sudden now it's first and third. 2 outs. Carl can't get this last out here in this third inning. That brings up Jerry Lynch. He homered his first time up. Here's the pitch to Jerry. And they get him. No, that's a base on balls. I don't blame him in a way for pitching careful, but that loads the bases and no place to put Coleman. So can he get Gordo out here? He reached on an error his first time up. And he's not going to reach on an error this time. He's going to get a single in the center field, and that's going to score 2. And Jerry Lynch is going to stop at second. And the Reds are going to take a 3-0 lead here, folks. And 2 out. They're doing some damage. The Reds are, like I say, fighting for their playoff life. It's first and second. Gene freezes up. He flew out to Lee May his first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. And he'll take the short way over the second. That'll end the inning. But the Reds score 2 and take a 3-0 lead into the top of the fourth. Braves got Adcock, Thomas, and Torrey up here against Joey J. They need to scratch back and get some runs. Game call for rain. I like that, Tim D. Yeah. Joe singled his first time up. And that's going to be a ball hit back to the mound. That's going to be an E1. Joey J. I don't know where he was throwing that to, the moon, I guess. That's going to be a 2-base error. So Joe Adcock standing down at second, folks, and nobody out. That brings up Frank Thomas. The Braves need to take advantage of that 2-out error. Frank, he flew out to Frank Robinson, got robbed of a hit his last time up. And that's going to be a fly ball in the left field. And that's not going to be deep enough to get Adcock over the third. So now there's 1 out. Joe still down at first. Here comes Joe Torrey. The Braves need him to do something, folks. He struck out his first time up. And that is going to be a base hit in the center field. And that is going to score Joe Adcock. And that gets the Braves on the board here, folks. And it is 3-1. Finally, Joe Torrey comes through for the Braves. That brings up the Cat. Felix Montelia's up now. He struck out his first time up. Got Joe Torrey down at first with 1 out. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. And can they turn two here? Gene Freeze fires down the second. And Blasting Game's not even going to bother throwing over to first. The cat beats that easy. That was a slow roller. So now there's 2 outs. Carl's up. He flew out the Veda his first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball. Yeah, that's going to be another swing and a miss. That is Jay's 4th strikeout, but the Braves do score 1 and make this a 3-1 ball game as we go to the bottom of the 4th. You got Johnson, Jay, and then back to the top of the order in Blasting Game. Darryl flew out the left his first time up. That's going to be a ground ball down the Montelia, and that'll be out number 1. And here comes Joey J. And Joey, I think, struck out his first time up. Yep. And that's going to be another swing and a miss, strike 3. So 2 up and 2 down quickly here in the 4th. We're back to the top of the order. So turns over and Blasting Game's 0 for 2. He's grounded out the second twice. And not this time, folks. He hits that ball over second base in the center field. Aaron gets to it and fires it in. But Don's aboard here with 2 outs for Eddie Casco. And Eddie is 0 for 2. He's flown out the both corners. He's flown out the right and the left. And not this time, folks. All of a sudden, now the Reds are making noise again. That's a base hit in the right field. And again, with 2 outs, here comes the Reds. We got runners on the corner. First and third for Frank Robinson. Or get out of this mess after the Braves just got him a run back. I'm sorry, it's Veda Penson up. And Veda's 2 for 2. He singled both times, came around to score his last time. Can Carl figure him out this time? And yes, he does. That's going to be a comebacker to the mound. He tosses over to first and gets out of the 2-out jam with nobody scoring. We go to the top of the 5th. We got the top of the order due up here for the Braves. May, Montelia, and Matthews, the triple M's. Lee's walked both times, folks. Can he get on board again here off of Joey? And no, that's going to be a ground ball down the Freeze. They finally get him out. That'll be out number 1. Here comes McMillan up now. Roy is 0 for 2 today. He's struck out and flown out. And that's going to be a ground ball down the Blasting Game. That's a quick 2 outs here in the 5th. It's up to Matthews to keep this 5th inning going, folks. Can Eddie do something here against Jay? He's 0 for 2. He did reach on an error his last time up. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Frank Robinson. And the Braves go down in order. 1, 2, 3. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Reds still with a 2-run lead. You got Robinson, Lynch, and Coleman due up. Frank is 1 for 2 with came around to score. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. He struck Frank out for the second time today. That's 1 big out here in the 5th. Here comes Jerry. He homered and walked his last time up. And that's going to be another base on balls. Carl don't want no parts of Jerry now after giving him up that gopher ball. That brings up Coleman rather. Cooper. That's the astronaut. Oh, Gordo Cooper. I don't know what made me think of an astronaut. Alrighty, Gordy Coleman's up. He's 1 for 2 with an RBI single, 2 RBI single last time up. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Lee May. Yeah, like I say, I don't know what made me think of that, Tim. That'll be out number 2. That brings up Gene Freeze. He's 0 for 2. He's flown out and reached on the fielder's choice. And that's going to be a base hit in the right field. And Wiley just can't get that 3rd out easily. And that's going to put runners on the corners again. And that'll bring up Daryl Johnson now. 2 outs. Lynch down at third. And Freeze down at first. Here's the pitch to Daryl. He's grounded out and flown out. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. No, it's not. It's going to be a swing and a miss. Carl strikes him out. And we go to the top of the 6th. He's pitching around trouble, but he's still trailing by 2. We got Aaron, Adcock, and Thomas due up here. Hank's 0 for 2. He's grounded out to second and third. And that's going to be a fly ball in the center field. And Veda Penson shows off the leather and robs Hank of a base hit. Hank goes back to the dugout shaking his head. 1 out here in the 6th. And that brings up Joe Adcock. He's been on base twice, came around to score the only Braves run the last time, reached on an errand single. Here's the pitch to Joe. And that's going to be a base on ball. So Joe's on board again. Been down on first all 3 times. Gives Frank Thomas a chance to tie this ball game up, folks. He's flown out to both corners, right and left. Can he square one up this time, folks? And no, that's going to be a ground ball down the short. Only play for Casco is going to be over to first. So Joe will make it down the second in the scoring position with 2 outs. Joe Torre's up. He did deliver the last time up with that RBI single. Can he do her again with that cock down at second? And that is going to be a ground ball back to the mound. Joey J's got it. Nice grab by him. That ball looked like it was going back in the center field, but he grabs her and throws Joe out. When it's not your year, it's not your year. That'll end the inning. They leave Adcock down at second. We got Jay, Blasting Game, and Penson due up here in the bottom of the 6th. Joey's 0 for 2, struck out twice. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Matthews. Easy play for Eddie for out number 1. That'll bring up Blasting Game now. And Don's 1 for 3, singled his last time up and grounded out the second his other 2 times. And he's going to try left field this time, but Frank Thomas has got a beat on it. And that'll be 2 up and 2 down. It's up to Eddie Casco to keep the 6th inning alive here for the Reds. He singled his last time up. And that's going to be a base on balls. Again, Carl can't have that easy 1, 2, 3 inning. Here's 2 outs now for Veda. And he's 2 for 3. He singled twice and grounded out to the pitcher's last time up. And that's going to be a fly ball out the right field. Nice play by Lee May. Just robbed Veda of a base hit. May have saved a run, folks. Nice play by Lee May. That'll end the inning. We go to the top of the 7th. The Braves trailing by 2. Montelia, Wiley, and May due up. Can the cat do something with his reflexes here? And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. That's Joey's 5th strikeout, rather, of the game. And I think we're going to have to pitch hit here for Carl. Trying to get something going here. Oh, Joey's pitching a 2-hitter here. Let's see who they're going to bring up here against Joey. I think they're going to bring on Mac. Mac the Knife Jones is going to come out here and pitch hit. Oh, Max hitting 277 on the year with 6 RBIs. Can he get on board here and get something started in the 7th? And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. That'll be 2 outs here in the 7th. It's back to the top of the order and Lee May. May's been on base twice. He's walked. And he grounded out the third, if I remember right. Yes, grounded out the third. And that's going to be a swing and a foul ball. Strike one on May. And that's going to be a base hit in the left field. Lee May gets aboard again here, folks. So nice job by May. He's trying to get things started here. And can Roy McMillan do something? He is 0 for 3. He struck out, flown out, and grounded out. And he squares this one up, folks. And that ball is high. That ball is far. Roy McMillan, home run over left field. He turned on that one. And he has tied this game up at 3 apiece, folks. How about that? Roy McMillan with his 9th home run of the year ties the game up. That'll bring up the big boys now. Can Eddie Matthews go back to back and give the Braves the lead here? He's flown out, reached on an air, and flown out. And that's going to be another fly ball out to Frank Robinson. He's got room. He makes the catch. And that is it for the Braves. But Roy McMillan ties it up. We go to the 7th inning stretch. And I think Bob Buell is going to come out of the bullpen here for the Braves. Because you got the righty, lefty, and a lefty. Maybe not. Maybe not. This might be the time for Mac. McKenzie's going to come out. If you're going to bring him out, I think now's the time. So Ken McKenzie's going to come out of the bullpen. And he'll face Robinson and then the lefties. So, like I say, he'll face Frank Robinson and then Lynch and Coleman. So, Frank's 1 for 3. He struck out twice and singled, came around to score. And that's going to be a ground ball down to McMillan. He fires over to first to get Frank for out number 1. And now, does the Reds go to the bench here? That is the question. And I think they're going to. Let's see here. They're going to let Jerry probably. Maybe not. Jerry with that home run. I hate to take him out. But I think it calls for Wally Post to come out here. And that's what I think they're going to do. Wally Post is going to come off the bench here and pitch hit. So that'll be it for Lynch. Even though he's 1 for 1 with 2 walks, they're going to go with the righty-lefty matchup and bring out Wally. Too bad Big Clue's not here. We could ask him what he wanted to do. There's Wally. Wally stay in the game here. Wally's batting .311 on the year, folks. He's got 21 home runs, 53 RBIs. And here's the pitch from McKenzie. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Joe Adcock. He'll take it himself. He'll touch the bag. And that'll be out number 2. Now we got old Gordy Coleman. Do they want a pitch hit for him? Bring out Dick Garrett. I think that's what they're going to do. They're going to pitch hit for Coleman, bring out Garrett. Do another righty-lefty here. There's Dick. And he'll stay in and play first base. He's batting .435 on the year with 1 home run and 7 RBIs. Here's the pitch to Dick. And that's going to be a hit by pitch. What the hell is McKenzie thinking? Hitting him. I don't understand that. That's for sure. Sure wasn't done on purpose. Yet, I don't know why I was thinking of old Gordo Cooper. May he rest in peace, old Gordo. So a hit by pitch. Garnett walks down the first, glares over at Mac, but he's got it on purpose. That brings up Gene Freeze now, the go-ahead run at first. Gene's 1 for 3, singled his last time up. And that's going to be an E4 on Felix. And now all of a sudden it's first and second and 2 outs. And we got Daryl Johnson up. I think they're going to let McKenzie in here to pitch to Johnson. Because if they bring in a righty, they're going to bring in probably Edwards off the bench. Maybe that ain't a bad thing. So I think that's what they're going to do. They're going to bring in Bob Buell. Bob's going to come in here, try to get out of this mess here with 2 outs. So Bob Buell comes in. McKenzie did his job with the lefties as far as it goes. See if Bob Buell can get out of this jam here. Keep this game tied up. And like I say, I think now the Reds are going to counter and bring on Edwards here. He'll stay in the game and catch. Bring on the lefty. Reds are pulling out all the stops. They got to win this game. They can't afford to lose it. So here comes Johnny Edwards with runners on first and second and 2 outs. Excuse me, Edwards is only hitting a .132. He's got 4 RBIs on the year. Can he come through with a big base hit here, folks? And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. And he's going to throw over the second, and that'll end the inning, folks. The Braves get out of that mess with nobody scoring. The Reds leave 2 on, and we go to the top of the 8th. It's still tied up 3 apiece. Joey J's due to lead off the 8th. They're hoping he can make it through this. We got to put these guys in their outfield and the first base. So Edwards will come in to catch. Dick will go in at first. And Wally will go in the left field. All righty, and Joey J's going to be facing the Aaron, Adcock, and Thomas here in the top of the 8th. Can they do some damage? Hank is 0 for 3. This game's tied up. Oh, thank you, Tim D. Oh, exactly. Yeah, like I say, the Reds got to win this game. Here is the pitch to Mr. Henry, Hank Aaron. And that's going to be a ground ball down the Gierenart. And of course, the ball always finds you as soon as you come in the game. That'll be out number 1. And that'll bring up Joe Adcock here. And Joe, he's 1 for 2. He's walked and came around the score on the error. He reached on an error, so he's been on base all 3 times. Can Joe get on base again here? And yes, he can. Joey J walks him for the 2nd time. So Joe Adcock down at first. Tying run aboard here for Frank Thomas. Frank's 0 for 3. He is way overdue, folks. He's flown out the left and right and grounded out the short. And that ball is high. That ball is far. That ball is going. Frank Thomas turns on that, number 27 on the year, and he gives the Braves a 5-3 lead, folks. Joey J hangs his head in disgust, pitching a whale of a game until the 7th inning here, and give up 2 home runs in the 7th and the 8th. 2 bad pitches. That brings up Joe Torre now. He's 1 for 3 with an RBI. He drove in the first run for the Braves. And that's going to be a lazy fly ball out to Frank Robinson. Yeah, exactly, Tim D. He was due. So that's 2 down here. And that brings up the Cat. He struck out twice and reached on a fielder's choice. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Eddie. That'll end the inning, but the Braves scored 2 on the Frank Thomas home run. We go to the bottom of the 8th. We'll have a pitch hitter here for Joey J. Back to the top of the order. Joey J is not happy with himself. He's in there throwing his glove and going crazy. Let's see who they're going to bring out here. The pitch hit against Bob Buell. I think it's going to be Gus Bell. Going to come off the bench here. And Gus is batting .275. He's got 3 home runs on the year, 26 RBIs. Here's the pitch from Bob Buell, and that's going to be a pop up on the infield, and McMillan calls for it, makes the catch for out number 1 here in the 8th. 1 down. Now we're back to the top of the order in Don Blasingame. And he's 1 for 4 today. He grounded out the 2nd, singled, and flew out the left. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. 2 quick outs here for Bob Buell. We go to Eddie Casco to keep this 8th inning alive. Eddie is 1 for 3 with a walk, and he's flown out to the corners the other 2 times. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Matthews. That'll end the 8th. We go to the top of the 9th. It's 5-3, Milwaukee. We'll have a pitch hitter here for Buell. And then to the top of the order, and let's see who's going to come out here and pitch for the Reds. You got the lefties coming up. So I think old Henry's going to come out here and pitch. So here comes Bill Henry out of the bullpen. You got May, McMillan, and then another lefty in Matthews. So you're going to bring out a lefty. Now's the time to do it. This is the 53rd game for Bill Henry. He's got a 3.04 ERA. He's 3-0 with 9 saves on the year. And like I say, since he brought out a lefty, let's see who's going to come out here and pitch hit. I think Frank Boland's going to come off the bench here and pitch hit for Bob Buell. Frank Bowling gets something started here. Yeah, another tight game is right. Where's old Frank at? There's Frank. So Frank Bowling's coming off the bench here. And Frank's batting .285 on the year, folks. 16 home runs, 75 RBIs. Here's the pitch from Bill Henry. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. And that'll be an easy play for Eddie. That'll be out number one here in the top of the ninth. We go back to the top of the order here. And Lee May. Lee's been on base 3 times. He's 1 for 2 with 2 walks. He came around the score the last time. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Frank Robinson, 2 up and 2 down. So it's up to the Roy McMillan, the hero of this game right now, to 2-run homer. And he get on base for the big boys here, folks. And that's going to be a fly ball in the center field, and Veda Pinson misplays that. That's an E8. McMillan's having a heck of a game, folks. He's aboard here at the top of the ninth, and nothing's going right here in the last 3 innings for the Reds. Eddie Matthews is up now. He's 0 for 4. He did reach on an error. He's flown out the right twice and then out the left. Here's the pitch to Eddie. And that's going to be a pop-up on the infield. And Gene Freeze makes the catch down there at third. That'll end the inning. We go to the bottom of the ninth. It's 5-3, Milwaukee. And in comes Don McMahon to close this game out to try to eliminate the Reds from the pennant. Going for save number 36. He'll be facing the 3, 4, and 5 hitters, folks. So you got Veda Pinson, Frank Robinson, and Wally Post due up here against Don. And Veda's 2 for 4. He scored once. Here we go. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. 1 out here in the ninth. That brings up Frank Robinson. And with a 2-run lead, this is what you want to see. Frank Robinson up with nobody on. He's 1 for 4. He's batting .291 on the year, folks. He's got 34 home runs and 97 RBIs. And he gets a hold of this one. Like I say, you didn't want him up there with somebody on. And he blasts that ball into right field. Lee May gets over there in a hurry. He cuts the ball off. Frank's not going to chance it being down by 2. So the tying run comes to the plate and Wally Post. It's never easy for Don. He makes everything exciting. Wally came in to pitch hit. He grounded out to Joe Adcock his only time up. Here's the pitch to Wally. And that ball is hit in the left field. Frank Thomas goes back near the track, makes the catch. Don takes a deep breath. Now there's 2 outs, and here comes Dick Gearnett. Dick came in the game to pitch hit. He got hit by a pitch. It's all up to him. 2 outs in the bottom of the ninth. The Reds trailing by 2. And that is a swing and a miss, strike 3. And the Reds have been eliminated from the pennant, folks. Reds win 5-3. We'll make sure here after we do the box score, but I'm 99.9% sure that eliminated the Reds. It's a two-horse race. Braves 5 runs on 5 hits. They's very productive. Look at that. Joey J, like I say, has to be upset. Pitched a great game, but gave up 2 gopher balls. Braves committed 2 errors. The Reds 3 runs on 9 hits and 3 errors. They just couldn't cash in. You had the home run by McMillan and the home run by Frank Thomas. That's the difference in the ball game, folks. The Braves were 1 for 4 with runners in scoring position. You had done in by the long balls, right, Legends? Are you getting ready to do a game here soon, Legends? And the Reds, look at that. Veda and Frank Robinson, 2 for 5, each on one of them. Old Jerry Lynch with that solo home run. Walked twice. The Reds were 1 for 5. Left 12 men on base. That was their downfall. Earliest is 10:45. Like I say, Carl Wiley, not his best performance, but gets a no decision. 6 innings, 8 hits, 3 runs, walked 3, struck out 5, and gave up the home run to Jerry. McKenzie comes in, pitches 2/3 of an inning, does his job. Bob Buell comes in, picks up his 15th win, goes to 15-10, pitches inning and a third, does a great job, gets a strikeout. Don comes in, gives up that single, but then strikes out the last 2 batters to get his 36th save. Like I say, poor Joey J comes in this game and falls to 17-10, goes 8 innings. He only gives up 5 hits, 5 runs, 4 of them earned, walked 4, struck out 6, and like I say, the 2 home runs did him in. Bill Henry comes in and shuts them down in the 9th, but the Reds couldn't come back. We'll do everything here since the Yankees don't play, so we'll do the American League here. You got the Orioles taking on the Tribe out in Cleveland. And the Orioles are real close to being eliminated, too. We'll check that out after this game. And the Orioles win a close one. What a slugfest out in Cleveland. Orioles 10 runs on 13 hits and 3 errors. The Tribe 8 runs on 11 hits and 1 error. Now you got the Kansas City A's traveling to Detroit to take on the Tigers. You got Archer against Bunning. Can the A's help out the Yanks here? Yanks need to send them some farm hands to help them out. They should. Hey, Clinton Parks. And here is the game in Detroit. Bunning going for his 22nd win. And the Tigers win a slugfest out in Detroit against the A's. The A's 7 runs on 11 hits and 3 errors. Not Bunning's greatest game, but the Tigers win on 12 runs on 12 hits and no errors. Then the last game in the American League is the Red Sox and Senators. See what happens down here in the nation's capital. And the Red Sox win down in D.C. 8 runs on 11 hits and no errors. The Senators 4 runs, 7 hits and an error. Then we go to the National League. We got the Pirates taking on the Dodgers. Drysdale against Friend. Dodgers been playing good ball here lately. Too little, too late. Hopefully they cool down soon because the Braves are getting ready to come to town. And they beat the Pirates. The Pirates 3 runs on 6 hits and 2 errors. The Dodgers 8 runs on 14 hits and an error. Now we got the Phillies traveling out to San Francisco. Can Dallas Green, who thinks he's going to be a GM and a manager, take these Phillies to the World Series? Can he beat these new San Francisco Giants for the Braves? And the Giants win a close one. The Phillies 5 runs on 8 hits and no errors. The Giants 6 runs on 9 hits and no errors. Willie McCovey gets his 37th home run. He goes 2 for 3 with a homer and 3 RBIs. Yeah, it happens, don't it? All righty, let's take a look here at the standings. First, we'll see if the Orioles are still in it, and then we'll check out the Reds. I'm pretty sure the Reds was just eliminated by that loss to the Braves. First, we'll check the Orioles out here. Nope, magic numbers 2 for the Yankees with the Orioles. And now the Reds. I'm pretty sure they was eliminated with that loss. Yep, I'd eliminated the Reds. It's a 2-horse race in the National League. You got the Yankees 11 games up on the Tigers. Orioles are still mathematically in it with 13 and a half. Then everybody else, the White Sox down through the A's, are eliminated. And with that loss, the Cincinnati Reds will not be going to the World Series. It's between the Braves and the Giants. Braves are 7 games up on San Francisco. And you got Mr. Clemente leading the major leagues with a .367 batting average. Cepeda and Willie now tied with 36 home runs in the National League. Cepeda with 121 RBIs. Then you got Joe Adcock, Eddie Matthews, and Frank Robinson right on the heels with 34. All righty, Clinton. You have a good evening, bud. Let's look here. Jim Bunning now is leading the major leagues in the American League with a 2.25 ERA. He picks up his 22nd win, leading the majors with 22 wins. You got Whitey and Frank Larry with 21 wins. Bill Stafford with 20. You got Warren Spahn with a 2.4 ERA. And you got Burdette. Joey J couldn't get his 18th win against the Braves, and Spahn was 17. Don picked up his 36th save. Roger leading the MVP in the American League. Jim Stafford still leading in the Cy Young votes over Jim Bunning now. And you got Cepeda leading in the MVP votes in the National League, and Warren Spahn leading with the Cy Young. I want to thank Legend Sports Universe. Yeah, exactly, Legends. Yep, it happens. Not a problem. Got Legend Sports Universe. Check out his great channel. He says he might be doing the game around 10:45. Depends on that 4-letter word work. Tim D, I want to thank him for stopping by. Clinton Parks. I believe that was everybody. Yep. All righty, folks. Yep, exactly, Tim D. I agree. All righty. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. On your way out of Cincinnati, Ohio, hit that like button, leave a comment. Until next time, you all take care and have a great evening.